Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Soul Sisters show with host Anne, myself, and my soul sister and co-host Sue Schumacher, all the way from Arizona in the US, and I'm from Stockholm, Sweden today. So we have January 2nd in the US and Europe, and January 3rd in Australia. And we want, of course, to wish you a happy new year so that 2020 will bring you all into manifestation into your lives, whatever you have been wishing for or working towards. And we are a live call-in show, so call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. If you're an international caller, dial +1 before the number. And please remember to press 1 on the keypad on your device to be placed in queue, and we can see that you want to talk with us live on air. And please don't be shy. If you called in, press 1 so we can talk to you. We just long to talk to you. So give us a ring at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. And you can ask questions about our topic, any other spiritual matter, or just ask for a free mini reading live on air. And you can always have a free mini reading in the chat room as well. So you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/live, scrollsofthesoul.com/live, where you can listen to the player without calling in, and you can also request a mini reading in the chat room that is on the same page. And as I said, I'm Anne, coming to you live from Stockholm, Sweden. And on today's show, we are going to talk about soul realignment, blockages and restrictions that you or we can create. And what does that mean, and what can you do to move through life more aware and more smoothly? That's a very intriguing topic, actually. And it's a great way to start the year, to start to become more aware and see what you are creating yourself. We are a live call-in worldwide radio, broadcasting today from Arizona in the US and Stockholm, Sweden. And again, you can listen live and text chat with us during the show at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. scrollsofthesoul.com/live. Or why not call us? We just love to talk to you. Give us a ring at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and you can ask any question of spiritual nature or get a free mini reading live on air. And on today's show, we are talking about soul realignment, blockages and restrictions that we can create. What does this mean, and what can you do to move through life more aware and more smoothly? And once again, the number, guys, call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. Remember to press 1 on the keypad on your device to be placed in queue. And now is a great time to call in. And if you are an international caller, please dial +1 before the number. And if you haven't listened to us before, We are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, soul realignment, healing modalities in general, and of course, we love to chat about any and all spiritual topics. And we are a live call-in worldwide radio, so give us a ring at 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 213-943-3587. And by that, let me bring on my co-host for Soul Sisters. We missed her, didn't we? All the way from Arizona. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hi, I am good actually. Just blocking some phone calls here. Sorry about that.
Okay.
While we're live on air, my daughter decides to call. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, I know.
Sorry about that. Always when I'm on air, guys, one of my kids seems to forget that their mother likes to do this at least, once a week. And these aren't little kids. These are grown adults. Anyway,
yeah.
I digress. Literally just before you bring me on, Susie.
yeah, I know. That's kind of synchronicity also, right?
Yes, it is. so I'm happy to be back.
We didn't have you on for a while. How have you been doing?
I've been doing good. In fact, I don't mind letting the audience know. I had just a minor procedure for the back. As we all age, those things start to creep in, and I'm no different than anybody else. Okay, mature.
Mature.
Yeah, mature. Excuse me. See, Anne has a more refined way of saying it. I'm just going to be outright blunt about it.
Okay. Yeah. But I think you're right.
Yeah. As we mature, so to speak, I think we all recognize some of those aches, pains, and creaks and cricks that can come into the body. So Anne was fabulous enough to take over and handle a couple things. And then, of course, we were on vacation as well, taking a little respite for ourselves.
And we had a wonderful guest co-host on, but we talk about her in a minute. Just before we proceed, I want everybody to know that this is a great time to get your spot in the queue. Call us now for questions and free mini readings live on air, or if you have any question or matter that you want to discuss about today's topic, call us at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. And if you'd like to connect more personally with me or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And of course, you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com where you can find out all about us. So before we move on with today's show, I know that you, Sissy, wants to remind us a little bit of what we talked on the last show, and that was actually December 19th.
That was with Kelly, with Zelda Kelly, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that was, of course, I wasn't here for that, having a procedure, but I did get a chance to kind of go listen to the replay. Wow, I've got to say, guys, what a fabulous show that was. She is an amazing co-host, and I was so thrilled to ask her to take over for me while I was absent. That show, wow, paranormal investigations, that's a very interesting topic. So if you didn't get a chance to listen or call in that day, just go to our past episodes, like Anne said, and it'll be there on December 19th, paranormal investigations. She has something like 38 years experience in this arena, right? So she's been around
Yeah.
around the
39.
block.
Maybe
39.
almost 40. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
So when you guys were talking about her work, did she talked about Truth Seekers, right? That is a group that does the paranormal investigations, correct?
Yes. So
Yeah.
anyone interested can seek out the Truth Seekers on Facebook. It's a group,
Right.
so you can file for a membership and join. It's very interesting. So
Right.
it is about understanding paranormal things and searching out places and things. And as we said, Kelda is very experienced. Very.
Yeah. I know she said they've got recordings, some evidence up there on the page as well. So if you're interested, of course, in that arena and you're interested in checking it out, go over to the Truth Seekers Facebook page.
Yes.
I'm more curious, and of course, here's the good news, guys, because she's coming back on within a couple weeks. And I've got some questions for her because basically the show, while it was an excellent show last week with what her work is and what her group does, I'm kind of curious about some of the ins and outs, to ask her some of her own experiences. And has she had any attachments occur? Anything follow her home, things of that nature. I'm just kind of curious, or even right down to her investigators, the people she works with. Have they experienced, brought home any paranormal? Because that, I think that would be the question most people would be curious about, because you're choosing to step into something, being unaware of what you're stepping into. And of course, like you and I know, you need to really make sure you have your protection up. But it doesn't mean you don't let your guard down either when you do this work, because to a degree, I would presume that in order for you to sense what it is you're feeling, I think in some ways you have to let it down as well. I don't think as a deliberate thing. I think more as an opening up to what's in your environment.
Yes, and also having respect to what you are doing, because you are actually invoking the unseen, and if you don't know how to handle that, I don't mean that anyone needs to be scared. It's nothing that you need to be scared of, but you need to know and need to handle it maturely and be aware of what you're doing. And if you ever find any spirit that is lost, for instance, I think it's more respectful not just leave it as it is and just have it as a good story, because it doesn't feel good for me. It feels good to help that spirit in some way to come to the place it should be to, and stuff of that nature.
Well, that is a great idea for a future topic too, is how, do we move spirits on? How do we do that, Sissy? Because, we've had that occasion before in our own unique work, where we've had to, an earthbound spirit, so to speak, someone who may have left here, not necessarily for a tragic reason, but for a reason. And there's many reasons why someone may be earthbound. But needless to say, to bring them to their guides, to bring them to the light, to let them know that they can move on, and to guide them to that. That's some interesting work as well. So I'm kind of curious if they do that as well.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm going to wrap this up with just a future note that most likely for the 16th, the 16th of this month, she's going to be back on with me, and going to be taking care of something of her own, and so she'll co-host with me. and we'll get a bit deeper into questions about this topic. And I'll be the grill sergeant and ask her a bunch of deep, thought out questions for the show. And
Yes,
some
do that.
lighthearted stuff too.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done, Sissy. Your turn.
No, I think that we are ready to move on into today's show, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. And if you haven't called in yet, the number is 213-943-3587. Hurry up and get your guys into the queue. Press 1 to let me know because I run the board, so I always see if you want us to take your phone calls.
Yes.
And like Anne said, prior to that, we are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, healing modalities in general, and all other spiritual topics. The Akashic Records and Soul Realignment, of course, is the premise in which this show is based off of. One of the aspects, of course, usually the first week of every month, we try to take on something, a piece of the topic when it comes to soul realignment. So today, part of our topic was blocks and restrictions and how we create them.
Yeah, and that's actually, maybe for some people it sounds very negative, but it's very important, and it's not negative because the beauty is that if you talk about it, you realize what you may do sometimes. You become aware. That's wonderful.
Right. Well, I think automatically, just off of the top of my head. So a block and a restriction is something that's not created about us, but that we create. And we can create that through choice. And choice is anything, because, we make thousands of them a day. And it's not until usually with a practitioner, someone who does this work, and goes into your record and sees that some of those choices, which you may not have even thought of at the time, when we start to piece some of those puzzles together for you and paint a picture which shows you, the client, the choices you've made that are affecting and creating a block or a restriction, it becomes so very clear as the client, for the client. Maybe not so much even for the practitioner, but for the client, it's very clear. And I mean, you can, people tend to think of choice as something, oh my, I made this negative, I did this negative thing before. No, choices are neither good nor bad, right? They're neither negative nor positive, so to speak. They just are. We make them, thousands of times during the course of our life. And
we do.
The thing about choices is, we don't always know where that eventuality is going to lead when it comes to a choice, and how down the road that choice may very well affect us as well as other people in our lives. So it's not a blanket negative statement, so to speak. We all make them.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And I think that it's important to mention that I have heard many people stating that they are so afraid that they may have made the wrong choice, right? But once you make a choice, you just make it. So don't see it as good or bad. You just made a choice, maybe in the past, that you're conscious of today, and that you feel bad about. But you did that choice out of the circumstances you had at that point. So don't judge yourself, please. That's
Right.
very important
Right.
because sometimes we walk through mud. We do
Oh yeah.
because
Yep.
if we don't do that and if we don't experience ourselves, which I feel we came here to do in the first place, so we're not in school here. We are here to experience the polarities, the different things in ourselves. And while doing that, we are growing. So if we didn't have walked through that piece of mud or made that choice, maybe we wouldn't have learned what we did learn, right?
Right. Right. And anything that's a that's a blocker restriction can, of course, limit our flow and our divine energy from source. It can. That
Yes, it
statement in
can.
itself doesn't mean you made a negative choice, because we're talking specifically about a block or a restriction. So it just means the choice at the time, while it may have been conducive at that time,
Yes,
doesn't
yes,
necessarily mean 10 years later it's now something conducive for you. And so it could
yes,
have very well been a something that prevents us connecting and moving that energy through, that divine energy through and from source. There are many things that can cut us off from source.
yeah.
Um,
And actually, I have one thing. I feel the urge to just say it because I think it's so important. You said, Sissy, that we don't. No, blocks and restrictions don't happen to us. No, they don't because we do
right.
create them.
Yep.
And even if someone else is doing something we consider bad towards us, our choice is how we respond and react and what we do about it, right?
Right.
So by doing that, we are participating. So we can make the choice to participate in that action or not. It doesn't mean that we accept it, right? It's like forgiveness, but it means that we don't step into the drama. That's another
Right.
topic.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. One of our favorite topics, right? Drama.
Yeah.
Well, and that leads into, and I don't want to be have this sound as anything fearful, and it may. So, but I just gotta kind of say it is that okay. So choices, of course, neither bad nor good. They're just choices, negative and positive, neither bad nor good, just choices. You know, the energy
Yeah.
is actually the same, but we can through choice end up with for instance, a negative attachment. That, of course,
Yes.
can occur through choice and come out as us, the practitioner, as a block or a restriction. We can see it as something that's a block or restriction. Now, understanding that as a practitioner, we know this is something we can clear for the client. And
Yeah.
I don't say negative attachment as something woohoo scary. I say it as it's just something that Anne and I have come across through this work. It's not uncommon if you think about it. Many people have been in locations in areas where the soul may be around. The soul may have created an imprint. There's so many aspects to why this can occur. So it's not a judgment
Yeah.
statement. I know it might sound
No,
like
it's not.
a judgment statement. It's really not. It's just
No.
these type of things we've seen in this work and have cleared it and have had always 100% success with this work,
Yeah.
especially with attachments. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Anne.
I
You want to
actually
say
want
something?
to. Yeah, I want to say that attachments and everything in someone's soul history can be cleared. Of course, it can be cleared, but it's also important to see that work and that reading or clearing or however you want to express it, to see that as something that make someone have a fresh start, for instance. So it's like clearing away what have been bothering, what may have made a little chaos in someone's life, or made blockages so someone felt stuck and couldn't move forward. And that's a beautiful thing to do. But it doesn't mean that you can continue to repeating the same patterns. So there needs also, and that's also included in the soul realignment reading, so that someone getting it can understand who am I on a soul level, what are my gifts, how can I use my own power in the best manner for myself, and how can I just be more aware. And it's very important also to say that it's a process, so it takes a little bit of time sometimes. A clearing can be felt immediately because you are clearing everything and the energies, because we are speaking energetically. But it's very important to know that starting afresh means that it's a gift to someone to be able to be more aware and see more clearly and understand and be aware of self.
Right.
Make sense?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I hope it does to the audience, which I think it does. And so some of the aspects, what we're doing basically is highlighting some of the aspects to this particular topic, soul realignment, that we bring up at least once a month, first of the month. And these are just very, not even 1% of what we could discuss. So we just try to bring in some areas that might sound familiar to those who aren't in this work. So I'm going to move on from that part, from the attachment part, to the thought form, negative thought form. That statement, negative thought form, should speak for itself, but I'm going to explain it a little bit. So, and chime in with this too, Sissy, okay?
Yes.
So a negative thought form, while we have negative thoughts all the time and positive thoughts, they are. Usually a negative thought could be one in which not only we create, but others create about us. And if given enough time and energy, what it is it's a thought that's created over something that occurs for a very long period of time. And if we don't let it go and it doesn't dissipate, it can now become its own energy.
Entity.
Yeah, entity. And it's like this loop, this repeating type cycle. When you feed it, it gets fed back to you, and it's not good energetically. It's not good for us. It's not healthy for us. And I think a lot of times when we get into drama, let's say, drama is a great example of how we can create negative thought forms, not only about ourselves, but about others. And then with that, others help contribute to that as well. So now we're feeding this energy if we don't learn to process through something, let's say, and just kind of let it dissipate. And hey, look, I know that's easier said than done through life's choices and experiences, right? I think you know it too.
But you know, Sissy, being aware, that's a wonderful, fantastic step. So if you are experiencing and monitoring yourself and you're observing that you're doing this, that's the greatest thing. You're aware. So that means that if you are aware of something you do, you can change it, right? You can make a new choice. Right.
It's one that's always intrigued me, just because it is, I guess through lessons learned, through our own experiences, you kind of learn, what your contribution to a thought form is and how you can
Yeah.
feed it. And
Yeah.
once you become aware that you are a contributor to that, you become extremely decisive about, I think, about decisions you make. I think about
Yeah.
not contributing that you just decide you're not going to apply that much energy
Yeah.
into it anymore because
Yeah.
there are some things that can affect us.
Yeah, there are. And I think it's also, sometimes you get so really angry. So you are sending negative thoughts somewhere. But some, get it out of your system and release it. Don't feed
Yep.
it.
Well,
But
that's
sometimes we
that's
need all.
you said it's funny you said that because that anger can create what's called an anger spear, and there's a lot more
Yeah.
areas I would like to go into, but I know we're at the bottom of the hour. We've got a bunch of callers and probably
Yes.
somebody, one or two in the chat room. So I'm gonna
Yes.
have you take over here for a second, but we can always further this conversation if we have time to get into that aspect of it.
Absolutely. But it's very interesting to be aware. So everybody, be aware of what you are creating, your thoughts, your actions, what you say, everything like
Yep.
that. So
Yeah.
it's the bottom of the hour. Is it my time?
Yeah, it is.
I'm always making a joke out of that. So thank you, all of you who are listening, for your patience. In a little bit, we're going to answer some questions, and we will continue a little bit later on if we have time with the topic a little bit. And if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to call in. It's still time and space in there. So give us a ring at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. And on today's show, we are talking about soul realignment, blockages and restrictions that we can create. What does this mean, and what can you do to move through life more aware and more smoothly? And we brought up a few things that can create blockages for us and restrictions and a little bit of chaos. If you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And of course, you can listen live and text chat with us during the show at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is Thursday, January 9th, with Soul Sister Show, of course, and host my Sissy Sue and myself, Anne, discussing why do we celebrate New Year? What's the historical reason? And I'm actually personally very intrigued about that because I really didn't know before we started to research. So be on next Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece. You can always keep yourself updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming, scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And we are a live call-in worldwide radio show broadcasting today from Arizona in the US and Stockholm, Sweden. And I actually very proud to say that we have listeners in 14 countries. How about that?
Yay.
And once again, you can listen live and text chat with us during the shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. It's all on the same page. And if you haven't called in yet, call us at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. And international callers dial +1 before the number. So I'm ready. Are you ready, Sissy?
Yes, I'm actually just putting something on right now. Hang on a second, guys. It's getting a little chilly. Believe it or not, it's getting quite cold here in the desert. So surprisingly.
It is, right? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, do you have anybody in the chat room?
Yeah. So as a courtesy, we can start with that one.
Sure.
In the chat room, it's Lil Fairy. Hi, Lil Fairy. I know that I see you're on, so I hope you hear us. Lil Fairy says, it turns out that the guy from work I had asked about in a previous show is way younger than me, and it was just a flirt. I'm focusing on my career instead and looking for a new job and hope to leave my temporary job very soon. Any messages, please? Thanks. Okay.
Stay focused. I just heard it. Stay focused. While romance is great, there's something about 2020 that is going to be really clear, very precise, very decisive. You need to be very decisive. While romance is great, there's for some reason you need to stay focused. I believe the flirting, if I'm not mistaken, I kind of had a feeling the flirting might have been a little more, but there, for some reasons it's not to be, and that's fine too. Just stay focused for what's coming up, because some solid decision makings are going to have to come through. And it's good stuff. It's not anything bad, but stay focused for your career. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And?
I actually get something too, yes. And
okay.
Sometimes, even if we are longing for a steady, stable, long-lasting relationship, even a flirt can give us something, right? So sometimes that's kind of an energetic kick that can kind of bring us into something else. And even if we feel bad, there's a reason that we came to that point where we had that kind of interaction and flirting. And age, of course, we do measure things in age, but it really depends on the people involved. But usually if a guy is younger, I don't mean no offense to you guys listening to this, but you tend to mature a little later than us women. So sometimes if we have an age difference, that could be a mature thing, more like life experience and things of that nature. But
it depends on what you're looking for.
Yes, and
had to throw that one in there.
Yeah, I know, Sissy, but it's basically about the people involved. So a guy who's 20 can be mature like a 50-year-old, and a 50-year-old lady can be like a kid sometimes, right? Like I am sometimes. I had to say that too.
Well, I was trying not to be too dirty and be like a child, but I mean, I know. Younger. I'm joking.
But I have to say to you, Lil Fairy, that just keep on. I see that there will be a lot of action for you when it comes to work. And as Sue said before, I feel that 2020 is the year that is like more on the inner plane for us. So it's not, even if we do meet love, we do meet others, it's inner work and expansion in our lives that are more important. So it feels like just keep your eyes open for opportunities, promotions, things that are coming to you, but because I do feel that you are going to see some things coming towards you soon. So keep it up there.
There's a lot of clarity coming, and that's why I said stay focused, because as long as Little Fairy is focused, the clarity is going to be really evident. But if you lose and you become distracted, you're going to miss the whole picture. Stay focused on what it is you're driving yourself forward to. The clarity will be there once you do, and it will. Those gains are going to come in. Those gains for you that you were hoping for. They're going to start to materialize this year, 2020. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Hope that helped. Moving on, Sissy.
Yes.
All right. All right, guys, I'm coming over to you for phone calls. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Penny, and I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Hi, Penny. Welcome. How's it up in Wisconsin?
Thank
Hi,
you.
Penny.
It's actually good morning. It's actually a pretty nice day here, considering we're in the middle of winter. So sun is shining and snow is melting. So that's a good thing.
Oh yeah,
anyway.
my in-laws are up in Minnesota, so I know what kind of weather you guys get up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we'll pay for it later on, but hey, I'm going to enjoy it right now. It's okay to have a mild winter once in a while.
Oh, heck yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So what can we do for you?
I'm wondering what you see coming for True Love, but I do also have a job shadow tomorrow, and if you pick up anything on that, I would be open to the career possibility change there as well. So whatever you get.
Okay.
Wow. Well, I always, Anne's messing around with cards. I always try to grab a deck, right? And just do a random pick for everyone who's sitting in my board. So I'll see a bunch of callers, and I'll just, my approach is going to be, okay, can this please be for everyone who's called or my first caller? So for you, and I kind of have this feeling, I know you're asking for romance, but I got something else for work. And
Okay.
I actually got a yes. So this random yes card came up. I didn't know why. And it feels more, for me, it feels more about the work you're looking for and that it's going to work out. I feel very strong about work.
Okay.
Is this a part-time thing you're looking for right now?
No, it would be full-time.
It would be?
Mm-hmm.
Well, something felt part-time with it. Are you doing part-time right now or?
Nope, I'm pretty full-time. I mean,
Okay.
I'd be okay if it was less hours, but I think I
Right.
need to have the full-time just for the benefits and all that of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I heard that, but so I'm not sure why, but whatever, it may be something down the road. Yeah, it looks good as far as what's coming up for work. It looks and feels good. So, and tomorrow actually feels good too. So,
Good.
I'm going to move it over to Anne just to see if she's got something either work or romance related, and I will douse a little bit more for you. See if I can pick up anything else. Anne?
Okay. Hi, Penny. This is Anne.
Hello, Anne.
I'm so sorry to confirm about, but I feel like romance is not at focus for you right now. So it feels like you are more in the process of coming into yourself, more self-love, more healing, coming past the two things. And it feels like work is at focus actually, because I got the same as Sue said, and it feels very good for tomorrow for me. It feels like you have worked quite hard, and I mean in the past, and it's bringing you up to this point when I sense that you're more successful in general when it comes to manifesting work and practical matters in your life. And just be confident in yourself. I feel that everything will be very good for you. And it feels like you may doubt yourself sometimes, but that's okay. We all do that. Just raise yourself above that and know all the good skills and talents you have. And I do feel that it's going to work out good for you tomorrow, and it feels like it's bringing you freedom and peace, meaning that I do feel that you will feel very good at that workplace.
Good.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Do you see when the change would be? How soon it would happen, or if this is? I told my current employer.
Okay. No, I'm going to see if they are revealing that to me. I think that what they say is, and sometimes I do laugh actually, because spirits have a lot of of humor sometimes, and they say it's up to you. I think that it's negotiable. So you can suggest when it would be a good change for you. So go with what you feel is okay. I mean, in time frame. If you need a month or two, I think that's okay for them. So just when you come into more talk about details and things like that, be open, because I do feel that you can have a say in this matter.
Okay.
Sue,
Awesome.
do you have anything on this one?
Yeah, you know what? Here, this is kind of a little weird, but well, it came out weird to me anyways, but I might not explain it that way. So I went for the romance question for you, and I got a B name, and it's very rare I will get a name. It's just a rare thing that happens for me, and so I don't know if that's already familiar to you or not, but both Brian and Bob came in. I don't know. I asked specifically for romance, but then I got something that said times two when Anne was asking, when you were asking her about work. And it dawned on me that the times two, of course, was 2 months from now, and Brian and Bob may be from work, the B name. Okay.
Oh.
So I'm
Okay.
processing what I'm getting. Like, wait a minute, what? Because that's the first time I've kind of had something come in that way and had to ask what that meant. And then it's like a 2-for-1 type of thing. So it could be a work thing that ends up happening. But
Okay.
Brian and the name Bob came in. I could be wrong. Like I said, it came out as a B name. Those were the first two I heard, and I wrote it down. So you could get the price, 1 for 2 here, or 2 for 1. Next coming month. No, I mean as far as both work and then romance at work.
Oh,
is what I mean.
that way, yes.
Yeah, that's how I was processing it. So you never know.
Interesting. Well, I'll have to keep you ladies updated on that.
Yeah, please do.
That is interesting.
We're on every Thursday. We're on at this time, and we always ask that our callers, listeners, call us back and update us. Because we kind of want to know too. We receive the information for you, and we always love to hear. And of course we wish you well. On everything in your life and all your new endeavors.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Yeah. Please let us know.
I will do that. Thank you guys so much.
All
I
right.
appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Penny. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you both also.
Thanks. Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Okay, Sissy. Hang on one sec. Let's see who's next. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, hello.
Hi. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Katie. I'm calling from New York. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How are you? What can we do for you, love?
Oh, I am trying to attract a permanent position. I'm supposed to start a part-time temp position soon, but I don't have a start date yet. But I want a permanent, not necessarily with them, but a permanent employment doing legal work. And I'm just wondering, when am I going to attract it, and maybe how? Or do I have any blocks or something to receiving it?
Right. For work. Yeah, it's going to sound a little strange. Give me your name again.
Katie.
Katie. Okay, Katie. I don't know why I'm working with the alphabet today. That's really weird. Anne, are you ready to take Katie yet? Because
Okay.
For some reason, I just got a little bit of the alphabet going on, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Hi, Katie. This is Anne.
Hi.
I just
Hi.
heard when you told your questions, so to speak. I had a strong feeling, and I heard August. So if you want to have a permanent position, I think that's after the summer, maybe in August. That timeline can always be plus minus a little bit, because it's not only depending on the time itself, it's depending on so many things, right? So that's what I'm hearing. I feel you have a very good chance. And it feels like it's a good time ahead of you in general. It feels like it's a time where you can feel stable in general, so to speak, and emotionally it feels very good. I see actually someone around you. I don't know if you are in a relationship or not. So it feels like someone actually are approaching your thinking very much about you. But it feels to be very good. So if you recognize that, just take it to your heart. And this year will bring about some really big changes for you, and that feels beautiful too, because it feels like you have been asking for this change for a long time, and it's going to come. When it starts, don't fear, just keep on as you are, because you are on the right path, and things will be very different for you at the end of this year. That's how I feel. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Well, I'm not dating anyone right now, so I don't know. Maybe I'll meet someone. But yeah, I'm ready to change. I'm ready to I'm ready to move to a new home, get a new car, get some new friends, get my body together, a lot of newness.
Okay. I think that there's someone, so just be a little bit open-minded and don't resist anyone. Just check them out first before you say anything, because I feel that there's someone coming. If he's not already with you, he's coming. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't have anybody. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I got to say something. Let me jump in here real quick, Katie, because so rather than doing traditional cards like Ann and I normally do, a lot of times I'll do dowsing to see what I get. And as Ann is talking to you, so I'm writing down greener pastures and fires, and I'm like, okay, yeah, so what the hell does that mean? Greener pastures and then fires afterwards. And what came after was the fires meant for you, and I know this isn't even answering your work question, but the fires meant, so, and I got to say, I have to tell you this. This meant, so you're burning off the old, as literally as you're telling Ann, I got to get rid of friends, I got to get and start anew. I'm writing the word fire.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you're lighting some fires, aren't you, to start anew?
Yes, I'm ready for a whole new world, new beginning.
Yeah, I'm trying to
everything.
Figure out what the hell am I getting the word fires for after the word greener pastures. That just didn't compute because it was like backwards. But it dawned on me that this was you, kind of like the new year. Okay, so something dies off. A fire happens in the woods or in pasture, right? For new growth, to kill underbrush, and then new growth comes. Well, of course that makes sense. You're looking anew, and that's exactly what's going on. Keep it up. Keep up exactly what you're doing, because you're going to bring in so much more. Don't worry about relationships yet. I know you're waiting for someone to come in. I am telling you right now, this is coming in so strong for you. When I see and write fire, you're burning down the friggin' house, because you're really wanting to make brand new choices that are conducive to your divinity, that are in alignment with you, okay? Mm-hmm. And once we do that, so once we make a choice that's in perfect alignment with us, all those other little aspects that are important, they just seem to fall in line. So continue. Whatever decision you made, and this feels like this was really recent, it was finite, you put your foot down, you said enough. New year, new direction, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to change my beliefs about money
Yep.
and things like that.
Yep.
And if you have any tips on it, I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm just trying to just think differently, feel differently, have different experiences.
You're
and
right.
I'm trying to be a great creator and manifester. So I want
It's going to happen this year.
Okay. Well, I want it to happen. I'm trying.
You know, it is. It is. And I actually have chills because when I have two oxymoron words, one that you would think come before the other, but actually fire came after green pastures, I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. And I have to ask deeper, like, what does that mean? And then I understood what it meant. So it just came in reverse for me. That's all. You are correct. Okay. This is anew. You have the right attitude. Keep it up. Research. Okay. So if you're looking in finance, just as a quick thing, you want to budget better.
Mm-hmm.
Look for the free stuff online. Not anything you got to pay for, just the free stuff you can find online. How do I budget better? How do I save, $20 here, $30 a paycheck?
No, I think my problem is creating money. Like I only worked, I think, for 2 months for the whole last year. So
Right.
It's about allowing myself to receive money and creating avenues of employment and opportunity. So I've been looking for a regular job. I finally got a part-time job, but I don't know the start date. But
right.
I'm grateful for that. But I want to really create what I want and attract what I want.
You're going to. You're going to.
Yeah.
There was a shift here.
You're going to.
Some type of shift took place, and you burnt the house down. I'm not saying what it is. I think you know what it is.
No, I just decided, I'm ready to have money. I am ready to be successful and be rich and have abundance.
Awesome. All right, listen, Katie, keep us informed because I'm really curious about this. I'm really curious to see you move forward. This was a finite decision, and you're just getting started. So I really do see new growth, so to speak.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
And
Happy
good
New
luck.
Year. Yes.
Thank you.
Bye, love.
Bye.
You got to admire, sissy, how things come in when you're doing it this way. It always blows me away. I have to say, and I always get blown away. I have to start, not have to, but when I feel that urge to write, and it makes absolutely no sense at all. I was like, what? It was so backwards. So, okay. All right. I digress. Yes, let me see. You think we got time for one more quick phone call, and then we've got to wrap up. So let me move over to
absolutely
one more caller. All right, hang on. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello?
Hello.
Hi. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi.
Nathaniel from California.
Nathaniel. Welcome, Nathaniel. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. Welcome.
Great.
What can we do for you?
Hey, well, I wanted to see if I could get a New Year's reading on, possibly, all the essentials. Whatever.
Well, that's kind of a bold question.
Yes.
Is that
on all the essentials, huh? Isn't that interesting?
I actually have
ahead,
something.
Ann.
Can I start? Okay.
Go ahead.
Hi, Nathaniel. So
Hi.
This is Anne, and this is what I see for you. This is, of course, very, very general because we only do mini readings, right? But I feel that this time, this year ahead of you will be a year of much action, abundance in a very broad perspective, meaning that it covers all areas of your life. So it feels by that you are succeeding with the things that you want to create and manifest. It's going to be a lot of action. And what I'm hearing from the angels is that they tell you that you are going to make that kind of a difference in your own life and for yourself that you have been wanting for a long time. And because you have been working hard to come up to this point, you have been working with yourself as well. It's kind of in the air. I can sense it. So you have been very, very stubborn, if you choose to use that word, and you are progressing, and it's going to be very good. And maybe you would consider, it's a good time if you are considering making some bigger changes. I mean, if you want to change your work during springtime or summertime or something like that during this year, or make a move or anything. This is a year when it's a good time for you. Does that make sense to you? Are you there?
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense to you. Should we see what Sue has to say?
Sure. Thank you.
Nathaniel, right away I wrote work, work, work. And so you were asking about all elements. So let me just straight up ask you, are you a workaholic? I don't mean that as an aggressive statement. I mean as someone who can work a lot and then it's just work, work, work and nothing else, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been working, the last few years and stuff. I didn't work for a while, and then I had enough money, to not work actually, but now I need money, and so I've been working the last few years, and I just do I always think or worry, or what do you mean? Because I've been off work for a couple of months now.
Okay.
Because I had colon cancer, so I had surgery, and then I had chemo, one treatment, and I decided not to go with the chemo because that was crazy. And I don't even have cancer anywhere, so they're saying, well, it's mostly healed, but I ended up doing one treatment, and it was so
you want to
kind
hear
of been
what I
off
wrote?
work for a while.
I got to tell you what I wrote after this, and now it makes sense. So I wrote work, 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 and then after what I wrote does not equate to love. So I kind of got some chills when I say that, because when you talk about the cancer and looking for all things in life, right? Kind of looking for the answer to all things. I'm gonna bring it down to the simplest form. It's about love, man. That's it. That's all we strive for in life, isn't it?
Yeah. Would that be like with a girlfriend too, or like that kind of thing? Or?
It's everything. The work came in as something like workaholic. It felt like that to me, but now it makes sense, as far as, so with other issues in your life, you had to have work. Work was important. Of course, we have to sustain ourselves. And maybe it's something you dived so much into that you forgot the other aspects, the exact aspects you're asking about right now. And what it's saying to me is the important parts of life is love. Whether it means loving yourself or loving another, that's all that matters. Mm-hmm. Money, we need to sustain ourselves, right? We need it to eat, pay our bills. But it's not the be-all in the end. The be-all is love. So whatever that word means to you, or whatever that term means to you, doesn't hurt that you have some of it in your life, basically. And love you, of course. You come first.
Yes, always.
I know that. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just, I don't have, a lot of close friends or relatives or anybody really that, I don't know, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like I have as much love in my life as I used to, but
Right.
I'm supposed to be meeting a gal soon, you know, a lady soon, so.
Do it. Right. Now it doesn't mean it doesn't mean she equates to love. What it means is you are starting to open up to receive again. And so you put that one foot forward to get yourself back into the world again. Because that is what, you know, work. I presumed at the time I wrote it meant you were just working a lot without the aspects of love. But it doesn't necessarily mean physical labor. It could mean working towards something such as recovering from your cancer. It could mean many things. It was just very general, 3 words I wrote in succession, you know. But it was what surprised me afterward, like I said, does not equate to love. I thought, okay, well, this means love thyself as well as others. And it's time Nate gets his foot, tips his toe back into the water and step back into the world, is what this feels to me. Actually, what I hear.
I actually also feel, like I said before, that whatever has been going on in the past, it feels like this year is going to be much better, much easier for you, and you are moving forward. So just keep that. And you are also very sensitive and insightful, and you are listening to your intuition. So go with that. You know already. So just stick with it and believe in yourself. It's going to be much better ahead of you. Okay?
Hey, well, thank you.
Nate, you're more than welcome, and please update us, okay? Because I do have a suspicion that you actually are going to stick your feet in the water, and it's not just going to be rather one date and a female. It's going to be, you know, Nate joining himself back into the world again, and it's actually going to be pretty fun, but one step at a time, you know.
What was that? 117 time?
Okay. I have this feeling that you're going to put your toe back in the water. And once you do that, it's going to be fun. And it's not just going to be about joining the world, basically. You're coming back into the world again, where you're around other people and you're making friends and things are happening. And so I feel a certain excitement for you that you're just coming back into the community of life, so to speak. And with that being said, I want you to update us. Keep us updated. I'm kind of curious to see how things move forward for you.
All right.
All right. Good luck and Happy New Year.
Good luck and Happy New Year. Yes.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye, Nate.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, Sissy, it looks like we have come to the top of the hour.
Yes, and I know that we need to wrap up today. So I have some announcements to make for everybody, and thank you all for calling in and interacting with us in the chat room and everything. And our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, January 9th, with Soul Sister Show and host Sue and myself. We will be talking about why do we celebrate New Year and what's the historical reason. And I'm actually intrigued myself around that question because we just do things. We don't search for the meaning or the history behind many times. And we'll be on next Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific in the US, 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And of course, we are taking your calls for questions and mini readings live on air as usual. And on today's show, we have been talking about soul realignment, blockages and restrictions that we can create. What does that mean? And what can you do to move through life more aware and more smoothly. And if you missed today's show or any of our past episodes, you can always go to scrollsofthesoul.com/past. Scrollsofthesoul.com/past, where you can listen anytime convenient for you. Keep yourself updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. Scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And remember that you can always listen live and text chat with us during the shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. Scrollsofthesoul.com/live. If you'd like to connect with Sue or myself for a more personal reading, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And if we didn't have a chance to take your call today, please call into our next show. That is next Thursday, January 9th at 10 a.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. London time. And thank you all for listening and calling in. And we'll be back next Thursday, January 9th, with Soul Sister Show and host Sue and myself, Anne, talking about why do we celebrate New Year? What's the historical reason? And of course, we take your calls for questions and mini readings live on air. Sue, do you have anything you want to tell our listeners before we end the show?
Just quickly, per every week, like we always say, we really thank you for entrusting your questions to us. We always appreciate that you call in or listen. And of course, go to the chat room as well and ask questions. We are always very honored. And we do really want to hear how things are going for you if you've called in before. So Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for listening and calling in and trusting us with your questions. And Happy New Year to you, Sissy.
Happy New Year, Sissy, and Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes.
May this year be the best ever. Yes.
Yes, very much so. And with that being said, I'm going to shout out to my mom. Angels watch over you all night long. Sissy?
And I say love, light, peace, and joy to all of you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.